Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. I've been watching a lot of and safely say that it is becoming one of my top favorite superhero shows of all time. Up there with My Hero Academia and Justice League Unlimited. And episode 5 season 4 was a bit of a roller coaster for me. It has its ups, don't get me wrong. I really love the Nolan and Debbie dynamic, but it was also having the, I would say, downs actually. And in this video I want to explore more about Tech Jacket. Now, she is a very interesting character, but I believe her introduction is questioning people if she's worth for the Viltrumite War, because um spoiler alert, all she does is shoot lasers, basically some Star Wars level shit, which makes sense because she actually watched the show. But yeah, I just feel like very more just curious on who is this character and why she is significant for the Invincible universe. So I found this video that explains on who his Tech Jacket is. Now, it's gonna be more on the comic book variant, and you're gonna see a lot of difference between that and the show. So if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe, hit the like, share with a friend, hit the notification bell, and recommend me something to react. So without further ado, let's do this.
Alright, ever since I watched season 3 of Invincible and I saw this dude solo a Viltrumite in space,
Is a she? Know your pronouns, but okay.
I want to learn more about him, and just recently I
She?
did after I binge read all of his comics. And little did I know, the Invincible show was just giving us a little taste. Not even a bite, just a fucking nibble of how cool and powerful this dude really is. And so I just wanted to make a video talking about him, and don't
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry to pause very
worry, this will
early,
be
but
completely spoiler free for the main
dude,
events of the story, as long as you're caught up
those
to season
comic
3.
books look
One day while
awesome.
walking to school, high school student Zach Thompson saw a spaceship flying overhead. He runs over to find it crash landed into the dirt. Walking over to it, he finds a dying alien. Zach doesn't know it, but this alien is a Geldarian from the planet Geldaria, and their ships are set to explode if they crash land off-world. So this dying Geldarian sees Zach though, and he's like, "Oh shit, I can't let this dude get packed up because of me." So he transfers the suit onto Zach just before the ship explodes. Zach survives the explosion and looks down to see the suit merged onto him.
Okay, so it's almost like Ben 10 slash Green Lantern type of a superhero journey. Okay.
He tries to tear it off, but she's locked onto him permanently. Later that day, he meets his dad at work, and two guys roll up and start beating up Zach's dad because he owes their boss money.
Oh
Zach
shit.
walks out and sees this going on, so naturally he runs at them, and the suit pieces them up on its own. That night, Zach also finds out that the suit cleans him every night, so he never has to
Oh.
shower again, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Next
that's
day, he tests his
awesome.
powers out on some cans, and then jumps around in the woods and starts shooting down trees and shit, until he shoots one and it falls on top of him. But instead of getting crushed, he saved at the last
Oh my
second from
god.
the suit, which fully.
Yeah, by the way, this art is really good. I really love the details that it gives from, from the comic book. Obviously, it's not going to be transferred to the show, but still.
Armored him up. He's then hit by an explosive, and multiple Geldarians pull up to take Zack in because they think Zack killed the Geldarian that gave him the suit. So he has to stand trial in Geldaria. But on the way there, the ship blows open, and the suit again saves Zack immediately, and one of the Geldarians tells Zack that they're under attack by the Crash. The Crash is some advanced tech alien species. Zack gets sent out with a
Okay.
machine that'll take him straight to Geldaria, but he gets
It's a little
destroyed on the way
thing.
there, so he turns around and sees this fight going down and decides to help out. He pulls up, grabs the Crash and blows him up easily. He doesn't even know how he did it, but he flies back in, grabs their whole fucking ship. That thing isn't small,
What?
bro, and throws it like it's nothing and blows it up. Even the Geldarian is like, damn.
Okay, you're gonna be hearing me a lot about this, but where the fuck was that in the fight? You gonna tell me you have all that body strength to just throw a fucking ship? Like, come on.
How the fuck is he that strong? He gets to Geldaria and meets King Geldar, who tells Zack that the evidence matches up with his story that he didn't kill the Geldarian who gave him the suit, and since he saved the Geldarians on the way here, they're square.
Alright.
Kinda.
Oh.
They have a rule where no one but Geldarians can wear the suit. The king tells Zack that their technology is so advanced that they barely had to do anything. The This led to their race being weak and frail, so they came up with a way to counteract that: the tech jacket. They're given the tech jacket at birth,
And
and as
title
it grows
card
with them, while
called
greatly enhancing their speed
card.
and strength. And the tech jacket that Zack got is a warrior's tech jacket, so it's kitted up with weapons and combat
God
skills, which
damn.
were already hardwired into it. So that's how Zack took out the Crest so easily. It's kind of like Invincible's version of Blue Beetle,
Yeah,
kind of. But
essentially.
also, Zack is told that the armor is much more powerful on him because humans are much stronger and bigger than Geldarians, and the suit kind of syncs with the host. So the stronger the host, the stronger the tech jacket. So if someone like Invincible got his paws on a tech jacket, he would be ridiculously overpowered.
He
He
will be
probably would have been able
invincible.
to like one-shot Conquest or something. So because Zack is
Like
much
literally
stronger, and the
invincible.
fact that Galdaria is at war with the Crush, the king is like, "We're cool if you help us out." And Zack's like, "Sure, no problem, dude." And that's how Zack became the tech jacket, the Guardian of the Galaxy, which is a badass name. Now, I
Pretty
said he's
much.
one of the most powerful characters in the Invincible universe, so it's only right that I go over some of the craziest shit that he's done, enemies he's fought, and beat. Almost immediately after getting his suit, he's already thrusted into a literal space war against the Crush. His first task, like days after one training session, he has a moon battle. He goes around beaming all the Crush, blasting holes through them, tying them up, and swinging them around and launching them into next week, which leads the Crush to retreat. Not entirely sure how strong the Crush are, but the Geldarians are strong, and the Crush have been beating their ass for years. And just one day, it takes my boy one day to scare him off. And when Zack gets back, the king's daughter goes out of her way to find him and give him a little
Hey,
kiss.
my man.
My
All that.
Later that day, he gets to run down on a top secret mission to try and end this war once and for all. He gets informed that they have a one-way teleporter that could bring him to the Crush's stronghold, pretty much dropping him straight into a war zone. If he can take down their defenses and buy some time, the Godarians can come there and help. Mind you, Zack is like, I don't know, a freshman or 15 years old maybe.
Damn, he was like 15 or 16? Dude, Mark was only 19 and this 16-year-old kid managed to beat an entire like species of war. Damn.
At best. And he's told all this and that they could do this thing as soon as tomorrow. And Zack is like, all right, cool. Tomorrow works. And then he shows up early the next day to get it done with.
Oh.
Fucking Mamba mentality over here.
Are you a different animal and the same beast?
He goes through the teleporter thing, lands in this massive empty area, and immediately gets surrounded by a whole army of armed Crash. They tackle him through a building, dogpile on top of him, but he's able to destroy those guys and then bust out the big guns and blows up the entire goddamn city-sized ship. He survives
Damn.
this without a scratch. This dude's insane. He then flies all the way back to Galdaria.
And once again, where the fuck was this during the war?
And finds the Crush destroying the planet. He flies in and starts helping out. He flies through one of the warships and takes it out, then swoops down to the ground and saves the people being attacked there, before taking out even more Crush. Then he single-handedly takes out the rest of the army solo dolo until there's none left. And the war with the Crush is declared over. Zack is seen, treated, and talked about like he's a god on Galdaria, but he heads back home. Remember the mob boss who sent goons after Zack's dad? Yeah, Zack gets back home to find out it's been 6 months since he's left, and he can't find his parents, so he breaks into his dad's shop and finds 2 goons. Thinking it was the mob boss that took his parents, Zack
Brother,
smacks
really?
him and tells them to take him to their boss. They bring him to the big man, and immediately Zack just tackles the fuck out of him and holds him up outside a window, threatening to drop him. But after being told he didn't have anything to do with his parents, throws him aside, tells him his dad
He looks
doesn't
like
owe him money
Kingpin
anymore,
if he
and then
was a
just flies
Latino.
off. He does eventually find his parents, by the way, and gives them the rundown on everything that's been happening. But as he does that, the Crush pull up to Earth because apparently
Why?
there's more of them, and they want to take out Zack. So again, he goes around and easily destroys.
I have a question. Are there Crush aliens? Because all I see is just machines. I don't see one time they like talk. I just think they're more automaton than actual sentient beings. You know?
Army of Crush grabs their spaceship and launches it into the sun. That was all.
Okay, jeez.
Pretty good shit. Definitely my favorite volume. But volume 2 was crazy as well. We jumped straight back into where we left off, and the Geldarians actually pull up to Earth because they detected the Crush heading to Earth. Apparently, there's bigger fish to fry though. Zack flies up into space and finds this massive ass space dragon thing called a scavengine. Hope I'm saying that right. And it's eating the Geldarians' mothership. The more it eats, the bigger and stronger it gets, so Zack smacks it in the lips and starts blasting. The rest of the Geldarians pull up to help, and they all fight this thing off. Zack then flies into the ship and begins helping people out and getting them to evacuate because the ship is going to be toast. And in no time, he gets everyone to their little escape pods and gets them out. And then this big ass space dragon dude just leaves, I guess.
Wow, it just left.
Never ever happened. So he doesn't want to smoke with Zack. After this, the
I
Galdarians
mean,
stay for a
considering
while
what
because their
he's
ship got
capable
destroyed,
of,
and
I
Zack
can
gets close to
understand.
Lynn and even starts dating her. But eventually, the Galdarians do get their ships to leave, but before going, in Zack's closet, they build him a teleporter to a space station thing right outside Earth's atmosphere to monitor for threats and things of that nature, which leads us to what you've all been waiting for, the Invincible War.
Oh
We jump
shit.
to later on where we see Zack in a fight with long hair Mark, or sleeveless Mark, whatever you want to call him. Zack blasts him with his lasers, cracks him in the beak pretty good, but a
Ooh.
second variant pulls up to the party and tackles Zack into the ground, which actually looks like it knocks Zack out for a second. The second variant, short hair Mark, or whatever he's considered, says he recognizes the armor to be Galdarian. He explains to Sleeveless Mark that the armor has a vast set of defenses like lasers and all that good shit, but it also increases strength 100-fold, and he starts foaming out the mouth thinking about how he'd pretty much be a god if he had that suit. But as he's thinking that, he gets smacked in the ribs by
Damn.
Zack. Zack gets tackled while blasting the other variant, and he realizes he's pretty much cooked in this 2v1, but he's prepared for this. He reroutes all the suit's power to the battery to overload the system and lets off a massive explosion that completely vaporizes the two variants.
Damn.
Zack does nearly die from this, but how fucking sick is
Dude, that's some like from like Vegeta shit. You know Vegeta? The he what was that? What was it like? Final explosion or something like that? He did it to Boo, and he did it to that mustache motherfucker from the Tournament of Power. He essentially did it, but that's crazy. And you gotta be kidding me. He in the comics he took down like two of them and go out like a the goddamn boss. And while the other one just, I don't know, just shoot him with lasers or punch him or something like that. I don't know what did the show like never explicitly explain how that uh variant of Mark died. Like all I can assume that he might go like punched to death or something. I don't know.
this is like his rookie or sophomore year of being a hero, and he's already ended a space war, fought a space dragon, vaporized two Viltrumites, and saved
And this
countless
is when
lives,
he
all
was
putting
in
his
high
life on the
school.
line. Mamba mentality right there, boys. Now, let me introduce you to someone. This right here is an absolutely
The
massive
fuck?
fella who
Is that
eats planets for
Galactus?
strength. Judging just by the looks of it, he would probably
Apparently
take
it
the chance to
is.
use Galactus's lunch money. But this isn't even who I want to talk about. It's the guy who one-shots the Planet Eater by flying to his
Wow.
forehead, killing him instantly. This guy is
Yeah,
Noah.
there's
He's a
nothing to say
ridiculously
there.
overpowered dude who travels worlds doing jobs for the highest bidder. And his next job is to forcefully remove the tech jacket off of Zack. And for those wondering, it's nearly impossible to remove it, and if it was somehow taken with force, it'll kill him. Noah
Oh,
crashes onto Earth,
okay.
speed blitzes a dude out of their truck,
What the
and then
fuck?
bites into them for an injection.
Oh,
You know how Starfire has to like kiss people to learn language? Yeah, I think this guy bites people to learn what they know, or
oh,
something like that.
no.
Zack's dad alerts him that something from space crash landed on Earth and all communication to a nearby town was
Of
lost.
of
So
course,
Zack flies over
Cutman
to
would do
check it
that
out and
shit.
finds a massive crater at a different location. Zack then looks up to see Noel holding the nearby town.
Damn.
Yeah, Zack might be toast. Noel drops the town onto Zack, but Zack survives, busts out, and lands a juicer to his lips. Zack also fires some lasers at him that don't do much, and Noel speed blitzes him and rips off his cannons.
Oh,
Beats the shit out of Zack until he's a bloody mess. I promise it gets better for my boy. Just give him a minute. Zack's
jeez.
dad calls Lynn and tells her about Zack. So while Zack is getting spanked a little more, Lynn rolls up in a ship to help out. Doesn't do much, obviously, but as she shoots at Noel with a Galdarian weapon, Zack reroutes all power to propulsions. He then tackles Noel, flies him up into space, all the while Noel's just chilling, talking shit to him. Zack crashes into his space station, and before his suit loses all power, he pushes Noel into his teleporter, which sends him away before the space station blows up, which should probably kill Zack, but yet again, my boy survives. And for those wondering, Noel's
Damn.
sent to the sun, where he'll be chilling for the next,
But okay. God damn.
3 years. Dude is a fucking tank. If we jump later
3 years.
on in
Oh,
Zack finds an
Jesus.
absolutely massive ship that's about 20 million
The
square
fuck?
miles and is posted up near Mercury's orbit. Zack goes
It
to
looks
check
like
it out.
that those aliens from Ben 10 for Ben 10 Force. You know those aliens? I forgot what they're called, but they're basically thinking they're like the super species of all the aliens from the Ben 10 universe, but I just
And the
forgot the
spaceship
name.
turns out to be a living thing, and it swallows Zack. The ship
Oh.
also has a whole city in it, by the way. Zack eventually meets a bunch of living things inside the ship which attack him, and then he meets a dude wearing Gildarian armor, or so he says. Zack tells him he's rocking off-brand shit, knockoff stuff. This guy smacks Zack around for a while, beats him pretty good actually, before getting absolutely torched, but the dude somehow survives and grows into a massive monster. So Zack
The
jumps onto his back
fuck?
and figures out that this dude is actually just like a disease or a cancer to the ship since the ship is living. So Zack finds and pulls out the source and just kills it.
Wait, hold on.
Zack jumps onto his back and figures out that this dude is actually just like a disease or a cancer to the ship since the ship is living. So Zack.
My man got a hole. Like, did he rip out his chest, like his heart or something? Holy shit!
Finds and pulls out the source.
And he still stands.
Yeah, everything past like volume 2 gets kind of wild and it's kind of hard to keep up with.
Oh yeah, you think?
Which is apparently made by Godarians, but kind of got a mind of its own and a god complex.
Oh
Grabs
no.
Zack and very violently gives him an upgrade. A ship gets sent out to rescue Zack, but it gets taken out by Zack, who's being mind controlled by the ship, and the ship just assimilates the soldiers. But before that happens, one of the soldiers uses a nuclear bomb that he has on hand.
Well,
And blows
America.
everything to
Oh
smithereens.
shit.
But again, Zack somehow survives this and actually breaks free from the mind control. Zack is a fucking tank, dude. Nothing can put my boy down. He also has some final battle at the end of Volume 4, but it's more of a team effort. He himself doesn't do all that much, so I'm not really going to go into all that. Also, I'm not going to get into spoilers or anything, but in the Invincible main story, he does pack up a few Viltrumite solo dolo. That's all I'm gonna
Really?
say. But yeah, I read all this and was like, damn, this character's dope as fuck, and I'm pretty sure he'll be in season 4 of Invincible, or at least I hope so. But yeah, I was just trying to cover his best fights and feats in this, but I'd be down to do a video covering his whole comic story because there's a lot more to cover. So let me
Oh,
know if I
please
should do
do.
that.
100%.
Yeah, let me know your thoughts on this and what you want to see next. But that's all I've got. So I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, Amber, what the Amber? Eve, what the fuck are you looking at? What is that eye? And also, what a nice picture in the corner of the left hand side. But yeah, that's something. I'm like, I know the budget is the main issue of the whole like scene, but could you at least like add extra more fundings to it? Like, why do you have to keep showing just lasers of Tech Jacket? Well, while he in the comics was able to do all this shit. Like, I'm just speechless. Like, goddamn. But yeah, that'll be all. I will leave what's his name? Baz. I think that's his name. Baz. Boss. I think he's Boss. Boss Boys in the link in the description down below. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.